Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 30-yard line.
Ready.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Watch 54.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Let's go.
And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on first and 10. From the gun, it's Brees. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
You got nothing. Whoa. Mike's 54. Hey, dude.
Brees going to throw. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
40. 380. Mike, 47. 12. Here we go. 12. Check. Mike's 47. Trump. Mike's 47. Check the outs. Gun. Both sevens and Mike. I got one.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken about the 12. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack. And that's caught inside the 35. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of 2 there, second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up.
Ready. 95-56. 95-56. Rapid. Check. 54, Mike. Check. Watch 54. Hey, Wood. 54.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. He'll let it fly, and he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Ted Ginn, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints, if they convert the extra point, they'll have the lead. Will Lutz on for the point after. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Get ready.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. Hey, check, Mike, 46. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get.
Now it's Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Watch the eyes. Got it. Smoke. 47, Mike. 47, Mike. Mike, 47. No time.
Here's Wilson to throw. That's caught out right by Jennings. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 14.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Good job right there. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Come on. Off. You better bring it. 47's the mic.
Throwing is Wilson.
Hey, they scared.
Forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now it's Ginn. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, an update from there. And the early going, it's the Texans out in front. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
Here we go. Begin.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Opposite.
Breeze to throw on second down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
47's the mic. 47's the mic. Right here.
On first down, Wilson. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
And an alley to run. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. They come up here now, first down.
I got you, punk. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. Bound to lose one. Good, 4 down. Stay at home. 47's the mic, boys.
Now Wilson down around his goal line. Going for the deep ball. It got his man complete. 36 yards on the play. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
After one, our score 9-6. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. 47 Mike. 47.
Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Alex Anzalone coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Here's Wilson. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Hey, check Mike 47 over. 47. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
From the gun, a give to Penny. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
One of the surprises of the first round, the Seattle Seahawks selecting running back Rashad Penny out of San Diego State. Highly regarded, but most people thought he would go in the second round.
But he did have an incredible senior year at San Diego State. Over 2,200 yards, 23 touchdowns.
He resembles Marshawn Lynch in build, but has the ability to take it the distance as well. Had 7 kick returns during his career at San Diego State for touchdowns.
Alert.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night, they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
54 You think you gonna get this? You think you gonna get this?
Breeze now. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the 1st down in the process. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Breeze drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. They find some open field here. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Okay, some people call it the shuffle pass. Some people call it a shovel pass, but this worked really well. And it's hard to do in the NFL because of the big bodies that tend to clog up the middle of the field. But the execution was excellent there, able to get it done and get upfield for big yardage.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Earlier this half, you were wondering how the defense was going to handle him defensively. Were they going to bottle him up at different levels, so to speak, is what you said. What have you seen so far?
Well, I think they've been absolutely terrific because it feels like on every play, if we were watching this in the film room, when you clicked off the film or stopped it, you would see 11 shirts of that same color right there in the frame trying to tackle him. That's what you're looking for.
On 2nd and 9, Breeze. He's going to lose 17 yards on the play, and it's going to be 3rd down and forever. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Big series right here. We got to step it up. 14. 54's Mike. Check it out.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he'll take it all the way out near the 30-yard line. Thomas, the intended target.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
All day.
2nd and 5 now. Wilson, he's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Go. 47 Mike. Mike, 47. Long day for you. Mike's 47. Alert. 7.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me.
SOS.
From the gun, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cameron Jordan has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
By the way, they're into the 2nd quarter now out in Carson. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Y'all playing the wrong football. Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4", Mike's 5'4".
Shotgun now for Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Come on, one thing for sure, you know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a third down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
Throwing now is Breeze. That's caught. It's Thomas. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. One receiver left, 2 to the right.
Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Hey, check 24, watch 24.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Pull up for signals. 47's the mic. 47.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, he lets it fly for Lockett. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
There we go.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Hey, alert. No. 66. Hey. He's checking. Crash.
From the shotgun, Wilson looking deep downfield. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. They give him a gain of 38. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
56. No time. 56. I'm coming.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Sheldon Rankins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris, good for 6 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still often alters the normal spacing and run right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
36 power. Hey, check Mike 47. Check.
From the gun, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. Obviously, that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. The best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
At the 44-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check, 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 check.
Check your hot read.
Over.
Check, check.
Again, he's got a 1st down and more inside the 30. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz to try to add the PAT. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
The Seahawks take over
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
I got you. I got you.
Go.
Hold. Mike's 47. Mike's 47.
All goes special. All goes special.
Wilson now from the gun. He'll throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Wilson. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
The Saints take
Come on
over
now,
1st
let's
and
go.
10 at their own 37-yard line.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Let's go. Ready.
95-56, 95-56. 54. Guys, it's game situation.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Right there. 54, right there, right there. 54, Mike. Come for you.
Hey, watch that, watch that.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze.
Me and you. It's just me and you.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. From the gun, it's Breeze. Buying time to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And he fires one, but incomplete. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Touch 50, touch 50.
47's the mic. 47's the mic.
Watch twist,
Throwing down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Marcus Davenport able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock, and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock. But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Kamara's got the first down and then some. And they will finally get him down at the 28. That good for 19 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Shift. 21.
4, Mike, 5-4.
On play action, it's Breeze. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Breeze now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. Fights him off. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Ted Ginn with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack on 1st down, Wilson. It's complete to Jerron Brown. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
47's the mic.
Check 50, check 50.
To throw is Wilson, operating from the gun. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a 1st down.
14, find it. Echo. 47, Mike, 47, Mike. Mike, 47.
Here we go, D. It's just me.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They run it again with Kamara. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
4 down, check, 4 down, 4 down.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Saints, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week.